Carrie here from Homestead How. Welcome to our homestead. It's a cold day out, and for some reason we don't have our central boiler fired up. Our water temperature is at 57 degrees, but we never fired it up this year, and we're not going to. We've been homesteading for 5 years now, and this is the first year we're not using our outdoor wood burner. In today's video, we're going to talk about that. Every year for 5 years now, we've used this outdoor wood burner to heat our entire house, our Airbnb rental, all of our water, and our workshop. The biggest problem I've had with it, and the only problem I've had with it, is really my problem and not this unit. This unit's actually been pretty good to us. I haven't been able to catch up on my firewood. I had almost enough last year, but I completely depleted it all, so therefore I did not have enough sitting for 1 year to season and dry out to be used for the following year. This year, I was going to use it. I got a pretty good stockpile of wood, as you can see here. Might be kind of dark over there behind that lantern. That whole thing is full of wood. I've got this pile of wood here. I actually have another pile on that side of the garage. And then this pile here is completely full as well. So I actually have enough firewood to get through the year again, but it's not dry. A lot of it is still pretty wet and green that we cut down over the summertime. So let's go in the house by the wood stove. We'll talk about that a little bit more. I have plenty of wood to get us through this entire burning season, but I don't have enough wood to get us through the next burning season. This is the problem I've been running into every year. I'll gather up just enough firewood to get us through the season, but then I don't have next season's wood sitting there to dry out. And the wood I have out there right now is not really dry. Some of it's a little bit older and drier, but it hasn't sat an entire season to completely dry out like it should. So that's been a big struggle. Is not only do you need about 10 cords of firewood for our entire burning season, a lot of people ask me in the comments, is that full cords? Yeah, that's 10 full cords of firewood. But keep in mind, this isn't just heating our little house here. It's heating this house, it's heating our Airbnb rental upstairs, which has an entirely separate furnace, and it's heating all of our water, and there's a heater in our workshop. So it's like 4 zones that 10 cords of wood is heating. But that's been the biggest struggle, is getting enough firewood for 2 seasons. So that's the other reason I'm not going to turn the outdoor wood burner on this year. We've been using this thing every single day, and man, it's putting out the heat. We got the fan going. We turn the furnace fan on to circulate some of the air. That helps also. And we have propane here as a backup, so we could turn on propane. We've done that a couple times as well. So that's the reason I'm not turning on our outdoor wood burner this year. It's kind of crazy. I feel kind of bad not turning it on, but I'm going to feel really good next year when we have 20 cords of wood saved up, seasoned and dry. And when I go to burn wood next year, it's going to be super dry wood. I've been struggling with this wood here because it's not green, but it hasn't been sitting for long enough to be dry enough. And it burns so much nicer when it's dry. I mean, I know that's kind of common sense, but there's a huge difference in the heat output. Putting a dry log in there, it's a lot easier to start the fire, keep the fire going, things like that. So that's the reason we're not turning on our outdoor wood burner this year. The other reason I wanted to do this video is I wanted to get some advice and ask some questions for our viewers out there. We've got a lot of other folks out there that do a lot of firewood. What would you suggest for my setup out here? I'll show a couple pictures of it. I want to expand. I wish I had more space for even more firewood. I've got a woodshed over here that's completely full. I have the little lean-to on the side of the garage. That's completely full. I've got a little bit of wood stacked out in front, and now I've got some on the other side. I'm almost tempted to, I don't want to waste it, but tear down my current woodshed, which you can see here on the screen, and reuse all of the wood and lumber, leave the posts up, but make it twice as big. That's kind of what I'm thinking. The other thing I was thinking was maybe doing some sort of overhang to the stove so that you're not out there in the snow and in the elements as much when it's coming down really hard. We have some tough winters here in Wisconsin, and that would give us some cover over the stove. Obviously, I'm not going to cover over the chimney, and that would give us more coverage to put even more firewood closer to the stove. But I don't want to get it too close to the stove that we can't service it. So it's kind of a tight little area back there, so I'm trying to figure out what to do in terms of putting up a giant woodshed. Other than that, we've had some exciting things going on our homestead We had lightning strike and almost destroyed our deer fencing. I got to get out there with the chainsaw that's long overdue and cut up that firewood and fix our fencing. We put up our new livestock fencing in a previous video. We were so happy with that fencing. Our goats have not been able to escape. Biggest mistake we made in 5 years was not having adequate goat fencing. Our goats got out hundreds of times on our homestead. It's all we always say, our goats are out again, our goats are out again. Well, they're not getting out with this new continuous fencing that we got from Quality Livestock Fencing. It looks so nice too, and we have a separate pen. So that's another question I have for you guys. We're considering getting more livestock now. We've got the 3 goats, and we've got like 12 chickens, and I'm thinking of maybe getting hogs or maybe a cow. I have to do a lot more research and think about it more, but you can see the space. I'll put it on the video. We have a little separation where the goats are.
What should we put over here? What goes good with goats? What can we have over here? We're thinking maybe a cow. We're city people. We moved out here 5 years ago. I don't know what would be good out here for homesteaders.
We're thinking of maybe a cow
Yeah.
or pigs. Those are really the only 2 we're thinking about. And the girls would love a horse, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Maybe a miniature horse?
Aunt Linda, my aunt always wanted a miniature horse. Maybe we'll do that.
But with our new fencing, like Jen mentioned, it's really cool. We have this separate area. We can let the goats go in here, or we can shut this gate. And we have this whole area over here that we could use for additional livestock. That's one of the things we want to do in 2021. The other thing we're doing in an upcoming video, the very next video, be sure to subscribe to check it out. Last year, my daughters and I built a platform for our wall tent. We've done a couple wall tent videos on our property, and we're going to be putting the wall tent back out on that platform, and we're going to be doing a bunch of winter camping. We're going to have the wood stove out there, so it's a hot tent, winter camping. It's going to be a lot of fun, so stay tuned for that. I've got this new camera here. Hopefully the picture's coming out good. I'm still messing with all of the settings on it, trying to figure it out. This is probably showing up here in the camera. I've been doing a lot of photography with my daughter Katie. She's using my old camera, and I've been practicing. I'm practicing. I have so much to learn. That's one of my big goals for 2021 is to become a better still photographer. We've been doing night time lapses. I've got some really good shots. I'll show some of those on the screen. And at the end of every video, we're going to show some of our best photographs from that day. We're going to do that every video going forward through 2021. So be sure to always watch our videos to the end so you can see those videos, or so you can see those pictures. We got pictures of our goats, pictures of our property, amazing nighttime lapses. I'm looking forward to getting the Milky Way. Last year I got some good shots of the moon, and please hit that subscribe button, and thanks a lot for watching.